see how things look for game number 1 here. Up close and personal on APOC, everyone rocking a lot of variety of weapons here. We'll wait and see how this turns out as Blaizzy gets those opening gauntlets.
Yeah, those are definitely going to be important to sort of stack that damage up, especially double gauntlets we've seen so many times in 2s, and for good reason. Lead to some really good damage, really good combos. We may just start to see them right here. Red team fighting back, getting that stage control. Ooh, love the follow-up too.
Ooh, really good start there. Cutie off stage, makes their way back forwards. A lot of gauntlets as far as the eye can see.
What a big signature coming in from Walshy to open up the stage. Wow, did not expect that. But oh my goodness, the pressure keeps going. Walshy trying to extend that edge guard, and it's going to work out. Red team going up 2 clean stocks.
Not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. Really depends on how this can keep going.
Right.
Once again, red team, something we mentioned yesterday. A lot of these teams that are on the red side have usually come out as the victor, and that's not just a regional thing. We saw it in Europe 2v2s, we saw it in South America, and we saw it even last year's for North America. But if there's anything to say about it, it's Blaizzy there. Great setup, knocking down red team like bowling pins, resetting the game. The onus now is on Pugsy, taking a lot of damage in that second stock, but as long as they can control this axe, maintain Walshy, go for the conditioning there. It's only that escape from Walshy, the reversal, sending Pugsy into the sky. That could turn it around, but already down to red for both of blue team. They have to be very careful. There's a lot of setup potential with red team for their signatures, but instead, Pugsy, they ledge guarded Cutie successfully, and now Pugsy, 1 of 2 left with their second stock. What a great way of maintaining it. But now it's down to Walshy to be the last on 2.
Unbelievable play right there. The pressure, even from across the stage, Walshy was ready with a response. Just really good play from Walshy, really keeping the team together right now and holding on to those stocks. Blue team trying to fight back though, and I think if they can kind of focus Walshy here or focus Cutie, they can definitely get something going. Already a lot of damage, but Walshy really good response there as well.
Yeah. All the eyes right now on Blaizzy. These gauntlets have worked wonders. A lot of space you can create with the signatures too, but enough about that. We're not going to be seeing that in game 1. Pugsy's the last one left. Well, maybe not so much the last one left. A really clean game 1 from Walshy and Cutie. It was a bit of an even start, a slow one at that for the red team, but I think once they got that double knockout at the end of stock 1, it was a far different game.
Definitely. A lot of momentum happened there, a lot of stage control and weapon control as well. Definitely shifted the momentum a bit, but I think, you know, Walshy and Cutie kind of came back down, put that pressure on, and I really got to shout out to Walshy in that game because there was some really good options, and I think really good 2s in general. Putting the pressure on one sort of, you know, player with a combo while still threatening a weapon toss to punish, help your teammate out is looking really good. I think we're definitely going to see some more of that in the rest of the set. Ooh.
All right, Blaizzy, what are you going to do here? No weapon to start things off.
Sneaks in the gauntlets. Cutie trying to put the pressure on, but really good route from Blaizzy. Okay. Just neutral. Good old-fashioned neutral. Wow. Love the vertical pressure from the sword as well. Coming in from Pugsy. Little edge guard opportunity. Blue team looking really comfortable on the center stage, but red team splitting up. Some good team damage, but nice defensive option breaks it up.
Oh, what a good start there. Blaizzy falls immediately. Everyone else, a little bit worse for wear. Pugsy's gonna overextend, and no! All it took was a down air for Cutie to solidify this lead yet again. Wasn't as clean as the first stock takedown in game 1. Walshy's gonna trickle down to that second stock.
And Cutie barely holding on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Cutie's doing a really good job just maintaining that space, still finding that pressure in battle, but even without finding hits necessarily, Walshy's taking the brunt of the damage, and only now does Cutie fall. But it's disenfranchising the placements and the spacing that blue team needs to rely on in order to gain the damage back. And now there's team damage. Pugsy accidentally jumping into these signatures that Blaizzy's bringing out. Up into the sky though, into the air. A really good setup though in return while she loses that second stock. Okay, Blaizzy.
Some really good team pressure there too. Blaizzy picking up that because of the horizontal pressure from Pugsy. Really good stuff. Kind of forcing the jump from red team to get out of that scramble. Back at the ledge here. What a reversal. Pugsy though, maybe too much.
Oh,
maybe a trade. Okay.
everyone's going down.
Yeah, yeah. They are definitely just going for all of the gambles here. Half of them working out, but ends up being Blaizzy barely holding on to that second stock, and it might be the X factor in the rest of this game.
I love this Dhalsim Finn interaction that we have on the right side of the stage. It's just down air after down air, really looking for anti-air spacing as much as like humanly desirable, but neither one of them were able to connect. And it promoted so much more aggression for Walshy to take advantage of. Blaizzy falls for that second stock, and the ground pound seemingly out of nowhere. A second one! Absolutely denying any chance of Pugsy finding impact for the final stock there. It leaves Blaizzy now in a 1v2. Setups are there. Walshy. Oh my lord! It says Blaizzy off stage. The final follow-up. They somehow managed to get back onto the stage, acquire a weapon. Gauntlets and sword. The setup potential here through the roof and through the weapon throw, picking it back up. Nearly could be possible to clutch this up again. Blaizzy, hold on tight, but another side air like that will be the final. Blaizzy.
I have to admit, after that team combo, I was very comfortable. I was like, red team's got it, but Blaizzy's still fighting back. I don't actually know who has it. This guy has to be it. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
red
absolutely.
team keeping it a little closer than I thought it would be, but save that one for the highlight reel. Those team combos were looking so good, and what a absolutely wild game that turned out to be.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the stats are for this last game, because I felt like there wasn't a lot of pressure being applied to the Axe. We saw, as probably expected, a very, very dominant gauntlet-laden game. But when it came to Cutie and Pugsy, it just felt like there was a lot of stalemate potential coming up from the Axe, and we can see that here. Not a lot of stats high on damage for either one of those Axe wielders, but it's not going to promote Cutie or Pugsy to swap away from their axe-wielding legends. Instead, they're going to remain there, use the swords or whatever they can use at their disposal to continue this on. And to me, I think that promotes a lot more of our eyes need to be watching Walshy and Blaizzy to set the tempo.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, those double gauntlets were pretty pivotal in that last game. We saw that's where a lot of the damage and that double ground pound came. It really switched the pace of the game. So I think we're gonna see a lot of those. Maybe try and get some more spacing from Pugsy and from Blaizzy. Try and keep those gauntlets.
Look at this.
Oh, this is tough. Ooh, big hit.
Okay,
Cutie sneaking that in. I like that.
Now, normally when Cutie does have that axe, they like to play near towards the ledge. Both Pugsy and Cutie do so, and it kind of turns into 1v1 city. Both the axe wielders trying to find the proper anti-spacing against each other, forcing both the red team onto the ledge. Blaizzy looking to find that setup with the signatures off the offstage. Recovery is good to send Walshy far and away, but no one's there to capitalize to end that first stock. In fact, no first stocks have gone down up until now. It's Cutie to fall. And Walshy follows up. This is the first time, I want to say, this whole series, blue team have been able to take that first stock lead with both players being kept alive. Well, up until now.
It was a great 10 seconds. Definitely, they should cherish that. But red team with a very quick response. We got the double gauntlets as well. We're going to see some damage tacked on, or at least some attempts to tack on some damage. Blaizzy with the bow, which I think has been, having some more time to shine as the set goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see this bow really good to just end those stocks. Not so much for the chip damage. I feel like Blaizzy's been shining so much by... Oh? Hold on to that thought. Pugsy just lost their second stock seemingly out of nowhere. When I checked just a few seconds ago, it seemed like they were perfectly fine on their HP. What happened?
Well, when the other players have two sets of gauntlets, you never know what could happen. All of a sudden, those colors can change very quickly, and those stocks can start flying. It's kind of tough, and Blaizzy doesn't really have very many good responses with the bow. You're going to have to go for a big swing, which is not something you want to mess up in the 2v1 either. But Pugsy looking really good at the ledge, which has been the story all set long.
Yeah, making the most out of not so much of a great situation for Pugsy in this final stock. Cutie goes up into the sky, and Blaizzy, Oh no! Blaizzy can go that distance because they still have that extra stock. Not so much anymore, but Pugsy went the same exact distance. A single signature will end this next game.
Oh,
Cutie and Walshy, they're setting themselves up, AG, to have that 3-0 lead. And it's now down to Blaizzy. That could have been series stock for Pugsy.
We'll see, there is that bow. You talked about it not being too great at the chip damage, but we're definitely going to have to see a couple of miracles here. Really good defensive options, but stuck right back off. Oh, we got the gauntlets, though. Big plays could be made here.
Okay.
That's how they start. That's how they start.
Blaizzy just needs to isolate each one of these players. Again, similar to Pugsy. One single raw hit will send Blaizzy into the sky. It's a 3-0, a clean one at that from Cutie and Walshy. And I gotta say, really happy about the amount of impact Walshy was able to find per every single game. That last game, of course, it was the Dawson pick of Cutie, just barely inching out in terms of overall damage. But Walshy was able to find a lot more impact damage overall. We can see the total amount of damage applied from both teams in that last game. It was overwhelmingly in the favor of Walshy and Cutie. Never an instance where it felt like they were off the driver's seat. Every time Pugsy and Blaizzy were just trying to play a game of catch up against them.
Yeah, that is definitely sort of how it ended up playing out. I mean, we saw some really good defense coming in from Blaizzy, holding on to stocks here and there, but it just wasn't quite enough. You can see by the graph, there were a couple of early stocks too from Pugsy. That second stock, as you mentioned, seems to have just disappeared. Probably one of the shortest graphs I had seen in a long time, but that is just the story of twos. If you have a teammate who isn't able to help you and the opponents can capitalize on that, those stocks can climb up really fast in the damage and then disappear in no time. And Blaizzy may have been a little lackluster sometimes. Obviously, the gauntlets were, but that bow was really good at taking the stocks from the opponent, not necessarily good at defending the teammates.
Absolutely. I was really impressed with all the gauntlet play. I'm surprised we didn't get to see any adjustments coming out from either one of blue team going into those final games. But again, I don't think I've ever commentated Pugsy not on the Jala pick. So I'm not really